Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're going to do a scent safari from the house of Nishane. I mean, this is a house I wanted to do a scent safari on for years, really. I think really right around the time, they popped up. And it's been sort of difficult for me to pull that off. Finally, around December, they were like, I had a conversation with them and they're like, we'll get you some samples, and it was really difficult for them to get them to me from Turkey, but they figured it out, thankfully, and they did get them to me, and they sent me 12 samples in this sort of discovery kit. I don't think they sell discovery kit, so I guess they put this together. Doesn't have everything in the line, but I feel like it gave me a good overview of this house. And I'm thankful for that. And I sort of went through them and I picked the 4 that I thought might be interesting to speak to you guys about today. So that's sort of that's what we're gonna do with go through the 4 that I thought would be the most interesting. This is, as I said, this is a Turkish perfume brand that was started like 2013 by a gentleman named Mert Güzel. And they have over 20 fragrances. There's something for everybody. And you can find these on Lucky Scent. Beauty Habit has them. Twisted Lily has some of them. So they're definitely widely available in the United States. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about is called Fan Your Flames. And this is a 2016 release. It's got notes of coconut, rum, tobacco, tonka bean, oak moss, and Chinese cedar. It's $195. For a 50 ml of Extrait de Parfum. These are all, I believe, Extrait de Parfum, the collection. And this one's excellent, man. This is a really cozy, sort of boozy coconut fragrance. But it's not like your normal, like Virgin Island water. Virgin Island water is a little boozy. This is definitely more of a winter coconut fragrance. It's almost like a creamy pina colada, where Virgin Island water was sort of this like light tropical drink. There's lime, this has tobacco and tonka bean in it, but it's very creamy. The rum's like a dark rum. It's almost like if you mixed Myers dark rum with coconut. I don't get a ton of tobacco, but I do get that creamy tonka in there as well. It's just really good gourmand. I know that this got some hype when it came out, but I'm surprised it didn't get more. Like this one on my to buy list, by the way. So I enjoyed this one enough that I feel like it's unique enough, and the quality is really there. The quality is very much there with Nishane. I feel like they do a really great job of mixing synthetics with good quality natural oils, and I feel that way with every fragrance that I encountered. Yeah, there was a couple in this collection I didn't love, but there was nothing I smelled and I was like, ugh, that quality's not there. They're all high concentration and they're good materials. And so this is an excellent gourmand. If you're a gourmand fan, you will like Fan Your Flames. Next one I want to talk to you about is called Patchouli Koza. Patchouli Koza. And the perfumer here was supposedly Jorge Lee, 2015 release. And this one's a little more pricey. It's $230 for 50 ml Extrait de Parfum. And this one is hyacinth, ylang-ylang, chamomile, artemisia, patchouli, black pepper, leather, honey, and incense. And this is good. This is like a really green patchouli. Imagine like a really green patchouli note dripping with honey. And there's some herbs in this. There's that chamomile, there's that artemisia, there's leather and incense in the base, and you have this just dripping patchouli, this patchouli just drenched in honey, a dirty honey, that's really accentuated by the black pepper and the leather. And then this smoky incense. This is like one of the best patchouli fragrances that I've ever tried, to be honest with you. And if you like honey, and you like patchouli, you got to get your hands on this one. And again, this is just booming in terms of strength. This jumps off your skin. I don't think you can go more than 2 sprays of this. This to me like smells like something that belongs in. There's no oud in this, but something that could easily be in the Xerjoff Oud Stars line, and that's a compliment. Obviously, I think that to me, I love that line, and this just seems like it belongs there. It's this dirty, sweet, skanky fragrance that's just blow away. Third up, I wanted to talk to you guys about is called Caragos, and this one even a little bit more pricey. $240 for 50 ml extrait. Again, guys, I'm being very honest here and tell you, I don't feel like if you try these or you buy one of these, you're going to be like, you're going to feel ripped off. The quality is there. This was evidently a job between three people, Jorge Lee, Muret Catron, and Mert Guzal. And this has notes of pineapple, herbal notes, grapes, neroli, jasmine, patchouli, vetiver, oud, and amber. Now, pineapples in here, they do have a Aventus-like fragrance called Hasavat, and I thought about talking about that one, but I only really like to do four, and there were four that I found more interesting. But I will say, Hasavat, I kind of like it better than Aventus because the pineapple in that, I don't know how they got it, but it's just such a juicy pineapple, and it's such a beast of a performer. But maybe that's for another day. Maybe I do a part two, since they sent me 12. But Caragos reminds me of one of my favorite fragrances I smelled last year. It was a grape fragrance, and it was called Fundamental by this Italian house called Rubini. And the combo here of grape and oud with pineapple is just like very much like Fundamental. I'd say like 80% similar. It's just gorgeous. It's just so good. The grape is really authentic. It's like a purple grape. You have the juicy pineapple here as well. You've got some green from the herbs. You've got this this fresh neroli note here. And then you've got just a little bit of like a sleek oud in the base, just giving this some class. Yeah, man, this is another one that's awesome. I'm trying to, did I put this one on my to buy list? Let me just check real quick. I think I did. I know I put two of them on my to buy list. I was like, I gotta get these. I wound up putting Fan Your Flames and the Patchouli. Patchouli codes are the two that I wanted. So this is Caragos. Again, if you like, the idea of a great fragrance, then I would check this out. Check this one out. And then the last one I want to talk about, there's probably more interesting ones than this, but I want to talk about this one because this is their newest. And it was really surprising because I just thought I was going to just smell this one and be like, whatever. It's called the Colonis, and it's like, it's an extrait de cologne, if that makes sense. Like it's meant to be an old school cologne. Like when you go to some Turkish households, your host will spray you with like a lemon cologne. And so this is a play on that, but like this is an extrait de parfum. And this one, where like normally the Nishane fragrances are 50 ml extrait, this is 100 ml extrait for $150. So this is much cheaper milliliter for milliliter than their other offerings. And why I really like this one is because it starts off as just like this soapy eau de cologne, right? Like the notes are bergamot, lemon. There's a green tea note in here, which is pretty obvious. There's jasmine, grapefruit, lily of the valley, vetiver, neroli, and musk. But you spray this on, it's just this sort of white, this sort of floral, citrusy, a little bit herbal with the tea, and you're like, okay, cool. But it just lasts and lasts because there's a really well constructed musk base here, and the fragrance never dies. It just sort of goes on and on. It's like it turns almost into Moscow Mule by Juliette Hazagan. It turns into this really sort of sweet, musky, gourmand fragrance almost. And it sort of transitions from this like fresh, refreshing eau de cologne, very bright and lively, to this almost gourmand, sweet, musky scent that just has incredible longevity. And I think that's sort of the trick for a really long lasting eau de cologne is you have to build a stout base one way or the other. And there's just no way to do that with naturals. So you have to sort of use these white musks and I don't know, maybe some cashmere. You have to do something. Maybe your limonol even could be in here. But I think this one's really interesting as well. It's definitely great if you like the eau de cologne genre but can't find one that lasts. So yeah, man, I was really impressed with this. The Discovery Kit is like really nice. They did a really good job with this. I'm really thankful to Nishane that they were able to get these to me. I know that they, it was difficult for them. And I'm really happy with the line. I'm really pleased with it. And, I have a million things on my to buy list, but at some point, I definitely hope to have a couple of Nishane fragrances in my collection. Do full video reviews on them for you guys because they're worthwhile. So leave a comment. Let me know which Nishane fragrance you've tried that you like. There's definitely other ones that I want to try. There's an oud one. I had a sample of Passion Choco before I got this, which is, I think I got it from Twisted Lily, which is like a passion fruit chocolate fragrance that I really like. So there's a lot of interesting stuff within Nishane, and as I said, what I really like about it is it's not just this entirely synthetic line, and they're not just coming at you with naturals. They're like combining both mediums really well. It's like really good mixed media perfume. So let me know what you like from Nishane in the comments. If I were to do a part 2, is there a particular fragrance you would want me to talk about? And that's it. I will link to them in the description so you guys can check them out. And I want to thank everyone for watching. My name obviously is Maximilian.
The girl said she loved me, she said I was cute, but all I thought about was just knocking her boots. I thought about doing it with no hesitation. Now I'm sitting in the park just waiting.